Hey everybody, welcome back to Illiterate Book Club. I am Matt,
I'm John.
and this is going to be our review of an awesome movie.
Knives Out.
Yes.
I wish I had actually.
Knives Out, directed by Rian Johnson. We won't go into his past, but...
His distant past, maybe.
Yes.
No,
his
but anyway,
distant
this
past is great.
movie
This movie's
that
excellent.
just came out is fantastic.
It really is.
And we're probably going to be like gushing over it because
yeah.
we just saw it and we both loved it.
Yeah, for sure. And our friend was with us. He loved it as well.
Yeah.
It seemed like the entire theater was digging it.
Yes. Yeah, except for there were two people that walked out, but I'm not sure if they just had an emergency or not.
Yeah, it must have.
They must have, like,
I don't know. Yeah, but like
hurt themselves.
It felt like it was. I don't know. It was one of the most fun I've had in a movie all year.
Yeah, I mean, it was surprisingly... I mean, it looked like it was going to be fun from the trailers.
Right.
But it was surprisingly more humorous, and even though there's, it's a murder mystery, it's a whodunit kind of story.
Spoilers.
I'm just kidding. But, even despite that can be kind of heavy because there's
Right.
death involved, it still had a really fun kind of pacing to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just, yeah. I mean, the cast was stacked. They were all excellent. I loved, like Michael Shannon, his character in it.
Right.
Like, I feel like he always delivers.
Yeah.
He's really good. I mean, just everybody that was in it was good. Daniel Craig obviously plays the detective. I loved everything about his character.
Yeah, I mean the southern sort of drawl,
Right,
but
right.
Also the
Quirkiness a little bit. Like you just like, is this guy a buffoon or is he? I mean, he's a genius.
What's his deal?
Right, but
What's
what
his
is he
deal?
doing?
He's no Joe Bang.
Right,
but-
right. Chris Evans, even though it's not as much screen time as I would expect, he doesn't come in
Right.
till a little later, but he's excellent when he does come in.
Yeah, I mean
He
you
definitely
can
makes
tell
an
he's there.
impression.
I mean, because it's Chris Evans.
All right, the main actress, the main.
We didn't even look up names.
It's Anna Adams or something like that. I can't.
I haven't
it's
seen
like a three,
her in a lot, so I don't remember her name.
She
But
was
anyway.
She was in a few different things. She was in that Blade Runner 2020.
Of course she was. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
think she
But
was
anyway,
Ex Machina.
she does great. I mean, she carries the movie really. I mean,
Yeah, she does.
as the character in the plot, she carries the movie.
Right,
and she
right.
does well as an actress doing that.
For
I think
sure.
she looks really comfortable in it.
I think they murder mysteries. They always kind of have a trope, a little bit to a certain
Several.
degree. Right. But I feel like they definitely do such a remix with those tropes.
Right. They do a good job of like identifying them
Right.
and playing with them in
Yeah.
a really great way. Like you can tell this was someone who really enjoyed, like it was written and directed by
Rian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
Yeah, and he actually came up a little bit before that. You remember in the very beginning.
I think we got punked.
Yeah.
Because we saw the early showing, so
Right,
it was
right,
like this,
right.
look at behind your chair or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was nothing there.
It was a press screen.
There was
No,
nothing.
just kidding. It's
There was
no
nothing
press
there.
screen.
Anyway, but it was like someone who really enjoys this
yeah.
type of storytelling, and so it has all those great things of the twists and the turns,
Right.
false leads, and and of course it had like all the main actors were really playing this like spoiled rich family.
Yeah.
And seeing like these really solid actors play like these very funny sort of characters.
Yeah, but almost shallow to a
Yeah.
certain degree.
Yeah, I mean it's
they played in-depth versions of a shallow character.
right.
That
Yeah,
makes
they
sense.
played like a weird complexity to people who don't really have complexities.
Right. Yeah. It was really good. Is there anything that you can just think of? I mean, I just feel like I'm gushing about it the entire time.
Okay. So let's just take it down to a few things here. Cinematography and sort of the setting,
Right.
the look of the movie. So it's set. The majority of the movie takes place in a mansion,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like a classical what you would think of a murder mystery mansion.
Right. Honestly, I don't think that there was anything in particularly that stuck out with the cinematography. I mean, I think it completely did the necessary things.
I noticed things like it was like there's setup shots and background like
Some composition.
yeah, some compositional things that are really well done, and especially if you like are familiar with other previous entries into the murder mystery sort of thing. Like how they set up certain characters in shots, and how they sort of set up the scenes for replays
Okay.
and revisions and things like that. And you kind of, if you watch enough of these movies, kind of things to look for, that they're giving clues
Yeah.
within the frames of where something might be coming up later,
Right.
or
right.
where
I could
something
see
might
that.
be revealing what's really going on.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
they play with that a bit.
Yeah, and like I said, I think certain movies and shows, like I've been trying to get into more, I don't know, video making or videography.
Right.
I wouldn't call filmmaking at this point, but
You can tell from our amazing shot.
right.
We're trapped in here.
Anyways, watch it fall now. But since I've been trying to get in that, I've been watching out for that in a lot of movies more, or trying to. This particular movie, I think it was just almost so entertaining, and it was
Right.
like almost not.
It's one, like I said, you,
Right.
you might have to go back and rewatch.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I look for those things anyway because I'm more visual.
There was nothing
I think.
there was nothing that stuck out, and I was like, oh, that's ugly or anything like that.
Well, yeah,
This-
nothing looked up, but that's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
Like when it's some of those things, when they're well done, you don't notice them.
Right,
the first
that's
time.
true. Yeah,
and that's for on purpose. And so, like, if you see it more than once, you'll probably will pick on one of those things.
Yeah.
So let's move on to that then. The next thing is the dialogue.
excellent.
That is what really shines in this whole movie.
A very dialogue heavy movie.
It's a very dialogue heavy, but also like the play between characters, just the phrasing. Like each character has its own really distinct pacing, which is of course great acting, but also great writing. I think
Right.
the word choices they have. I mean, I haven't seen the behind the scenes. It doesn't feel like it was a really improvised movie.
No, I
It
wouldn't
feels
think
like
so.
really polished.
It was very tight. Everything.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, there could have been some
I mean, there's always
but
going to be some wiggle room when you
I-
have movie making,
I'm
but I think
sure-
a lot of the writing felt crisp to
for
it.
sure, and I think especially the Daniel Craig character.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that it was like you hit this beat. I mean, I think there was some wiggle room with most of the other characters, not all of them, but like, definitely him and Chris Evans' character, and maybe even the main character more, which she was more of the emotional, I guess, backbone of the movie, not as quite as big on the necessary. I mean, she talked plenty, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
I
she
feel like
wasn't-
she could have had some leeway, but the
Right.
dialogue heavy people like Craig and Evans, I mean, they were spot on, and it was excellent on that. There is a few things like with cinematography, kind of going back, that did kind of strike me. I remember, and so I don't think he's giving me anything away, but like when he's Daniel Craig's constantly smoking a cigar,
right, yeah,
and when he lights it at an outside setting, and then the way they illuminate around that, I thought that was excellent.
yeah,
The way
oh
they-
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
There was some great plays with light and stuff like
Okay,
that.
so
it's,
let's go down that line.
okay.
I guess.
So let's say we've
next
done
thing.
that. We've done that. So the character acting was really good. We talked about that.
We kind of talked about the story already.
I mean, we've talked about the plot. I mean, it's good standard fare. We're not going to say anything that gives it away because like any good whodunit, there's twists and turns throughout
Right.
the whole movie.
Right, for sure.
So I think what's really left is let's just go ahead and slap a rank on it because
Right, 'cause
we're
I don't
I
know-
don't want
yeah.
to sit here and just gush over a movie, but
yeah.
that says a lot. I mean, if you've seen enough of our
Yeah.
videos, it takes a lot for us to really be this excited about seeing a movie.
For sure. And like rewatchability is going to be extremely high for me. I'm going to go 9.
9.
Solid 9.
I'm right there with you. I could go. I think I could go higher, but I don't want to like throw off my scale with other
Right.
rankings
That's
I've
kind of what
given.
I'm playing off of too.
Right, because I mean, I've already, like the only 10 I've ever given
Is JoJo.
and so
maybe
I
you gave
mean,
Joker. I can't remember. I think you
a
were right
Joker
there.
was like a 9,
and a half. Yeah.
9.5.
Yeah, right.
And so those were for like, very specific reasons. This, I'm not sliding it. It was an amazingly well made
Right.
movie. Just, I would give it a 9, just as you say, on just how fun it was to watch.
Absolutely.
But the craft of it and the acting of it,
Yeah.
all great.
And just for you guys, and be sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys watching, and we've been seeing some growth, and
Sure.
just any growth. I mean, anybody that's watching, we really appreciate that. Comment below if you've seen it, and just let us know your thoughts. But that being said, I mean, as we hone and we learn more about reviewing movies and stuff, like I'm thinking that next year, I might kind of hone my review a little bit differently. But like I'm kind of how I'm going about this year. I'm thinking about, okay, what did I give other movies, and how much did I love those movies? If that makes sense, like
Sure.
Jojo Rabbit and things like
So
that.
look forward in the future. We may have
we
some
might
things
change
pop up
slightly, but yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, it was high. It was a high score.
Yeah,
love the movie.
This
2
was,
thumbs up, whatever you want to call it.
Great. If you're into this genre, go see this movie. If you're not into this genre, give it a shot.
Yeah,
because it's just fun.
absolutely.
So anyway, we'll see you next time.
See ya.